Hi, my name's Billy, I read books and I've read Consider Phlebas by Iain M Banks. This is the first book in the Culture series. This book was written in 1988 and it's about 460 pages long. Now this, even though it's the first book in that series, it's actually the second book in the Culture series that I've read. I'd previously read Use of Weapons, and when I read that I thought I was missing something, missing some context. And that's not because I've just gone into the second book in the series, it's because it's not one continuous story. You can read these books in any order. That was the advice I'd been given, but I did feel like I was missing something. So I've gone back to book one, Consider Phlebas, to see if it gave me that grounding that I so badly needed. Now, did it give me that? Well, yeah, it did, in a way. Overall, this book was okay. There were some really good bits about it. There were some not so good bits about it. This book, basically, you follow a character called Hauser, and Hauser is a changer or a changeling. Now, you may very well have come across characters like that in various other books, TV series or films. He can take on other people's appearances. But it's not like, for example, if you watching this video, watching me on this, you couldn't just take on my identity because you don't know what I look like when I laugh, when I cry, when I'm angry, when I frown. When I laugh, do I have a big booming laugh? Do I titter like a little girl? You just don't know. You'd have to spend a lot of time with me to find that out. And that's how Hauser does this. If he's going to take on someone's appearance, he has to spend a lot of time with them. So as you can imagine, that's quite an interesting dynamic for your main character to follow. And Hauser is caught up in the midst of a war between a race called the Idrians, I think they're called, and the Culture. And when you first meet Hauser, he's in a bit of a tricky situation. He's captured and he's basically about to die. No spoilers here because obviously the book is about him. This is the very first bit. But you can understand that he survives. There's no spoiler there because this happens in the first 10 or 15 pages. But the setup for that very first scene is very, very good. It's a bit disgusting, but it's very good. It's very interesting. I've not seen something like that before. And that is one of the plus points in this book, is that there are a lot of very good ideas. Lots of very good concepts. There's things I think back about this book now, obviously, because I'm doing this review about it, and I can vividly see the imagery in my mind, whether that be that initial scene with Hauser, whether it be the game of damage that he plays later on, which is this game. Think of it almost like, I want to say like a casino, but with extremely higher stakes involved. Whether it be the big, I can't remember what it's called, big orbital, is it? Or big like ring world almost, that's created by the Culture. Whether it be that, whether it be the Eaters, whether it be all these other things, whether it be the mines, all these other things that I'm talking about, referencing here. As I say them, I have these vivid, clear images in my mind of what that was like. The problem with that is that this book seems to be a lot of different set pieces, all these different things, and it's almost like he doesn't know what it wants to be. It's like he's trying to show you all these different things. This is what the series is going to be. There's going to be this, there's going to be this, there's going to be this, there's going to be this. Look how good this is, look how good this is, look how good this is. Which is great. And it certainly does make me want to carry on with the series. But as a reading experience for the book, it's not the best. So I'm a bit conflicted really in terms of what score to give this. In the end, I gave it a 3 out of 5 because there's a lot of good, there's a lot of not so good. This book for me is at its best when it's not trying to be dead exciting because there's a lot of action, there's a lot of adventure. It's quite fast paced, but it didn't really work. It's like a lot of things thrown together that should in theory work, but don't. Or don't work as well as what it could have done. A prime example for this, and the comparison I'm going to make, is The Expanse by James S. A. Corey. Now, this is probably an unfair example because this book was written in 1988. The Expanse is far more recent. And both series are going to be accomplishing different things. So it might be of an unfair an unfair comparison. But I've read 2 books in The Expanse and I've read 2 books in The Culture. What The Expanse is trying to do in terms of the fast-paced, interesting twists and turns, action, adventure storyline is working really well. The Culture with Consider Phlebas trying to do the exact same thing as what one of the Expanse books is doing doesn't work as well. The Culture does far better things. I look back on The Expanse, the two books I've read, and can I really picture things mega clearly? No, not really. But I can do with The Culture. So it's a bit of a 50-50 really with it in terms of stuff I like, stuff I didn't. Hence why I've only given it 3 out of 5. I will carry on with it. I believe Play with Games will be the next one I read. I'm told that's one of the better books, one of the best books in the series. And it'll be interesting to see how this series goes. When you look on Goodreads and you look at the average rating for this book, Consider Phlebas, it's not got the best rating in the world. So I think maybe I'm with the majority of people with this to see that it's an interesting book. It's got very good concepts. It's certainly worth your time. Just be prepared that it's not gonna hit all the sweet spots straight away. So there you go. Let me know what you think. Am I right in going on to read The Player of Games next? And what's that like in comparison to this? Is it a completely different shift in tone and focus again? If you like the video, give it a really big thumb, give it a thumbs up, hit subscribe if you would like. It helps the channel out, and I will see you again in the next video. Take care. Bye bye.